All right, I'd like to welcome you to the Stewart County Museum here, or the Visitor Center here in Stewart County. I'm the director of the Museum of Military Culture here in Stewart County. The museum started basically after I retired out of the military, got out of contracting, had to figure out something to do, so I started the museum, and it's a 501(c)(3). And we started recording veteran stories because back then there was only 4 World War II veterans left. So we recorded all 4 of their stories. We've recorded a Medal of Honor recipient from the Korean War, Ron Rosser, who used to live here in Stewart County. He wasn't from here, he was from Ohio, and then started Vietnam veterans stories. So you might ask, why is that important? The reason that it's important is because, sorry about that, is because we have to capture these stories before the veterans are gone. And in many cases, if we don't, then not even the family will remember it. I've done some that are just amazing and you just don't even know about them. And this is just Stewart County. Imagine it statewide or countrywide. So it's really important. And so we started doing that. And then we had veterans that would start, sorry about that again. Let me take care of this. All right. We also started cataloging veterans equipment. They would donate their uniforms, things like that. I've got groupings from Vietnam, I've got groupings from World War II, and it means a lot more if a person is behind that versus just a uniform that's hanging on a rack somewhere. So that's what we've tried to do. So let's take a look at what we've done and why we've done it. So the first thing is, this is new. We dedicated it last Sunday, and it is for the Congressional Medal of Honor winner that is from Stewart County, William Wilkerson Morris. And you can look him up on the internet, and it's got things on him that he did I won't cover, but he went, after his service in the Civil War, he went to Kentucky and joined H Company of the 6th Cavalry. From there he went out west. He was involved in 2 major battles during the Indian Wars. The first one, he was nominated and received the medal. Another year later, he was also involved in another battle, nominated for a 2nd Congressional Medal of Honor, but they said since he already had one, he wouldn't get another one. So Russell Metzger, who has graciously put this together and donated it to the museum, is a depiction of Robert Morris and his service. So you have him in his cavalry uniform wearing his Medal of Honor. You've got the pistol, you've got his uniform. Down at the bottom, you've got the peace pipe, the arrows, and the hatchet representing the end of the Indian Wars. Also, you have the U.S. 6th Cavalry guidon, because that's where he was at. And then you go over to the flag, and at first you look at the flag and you're like, oh man, that's great. But if you start looking at it closer, it is William's life, because you've got the gray from the Civil War, you've got his bib overalls because he was a shopkeeper, and then as he went into the cavalry, you've got his cavalry apron here. You have tools which are embedded into them. So you got a ball peen hammer, you've got other tools that are related to basically taking care of horses during that time. At the very bottom, you also have a little neckerchief there, and that sort of represents the tornadoes that we have in Stewart County. The artist wanted to bring it all together. So that represents the turmoil and basically the tornado that Morris went through, from losing his parents at a very early age, going through the Civil War, going through the Indian Wars, and then ending up somewhere near Bourne, Arizona. We really don't know when he died or where he's buried at, but you can see at the very bottom you've got the 2 rivers, which is land between the lakes before the earthquake. So all of this encapsulates his life. So we're really honored to have it here, and like I said, I just can't thank Russell enough for it. All right, so if you come over to the display case, we started this about a year ago, And I started with 1900, the Zulu Wars, went to the Spanish-American War, and then from there we went into World War I. In World War I we had tankers uniforms, infantry uniforms, we had weapons up there, other equipment that they would have carried during the First World War. So then we moved to the Second World War, and that's where we're at now. So these are weapons of World War II that will be here for about a quarter, and after a quarter we'll start rotating the displays here in the museum. And as you see, we have a variety of weapons. We've got US weapons over here, you've got Germans, you've got the German machine guns there, you've got the Russians, you've got the US bazooka, Panzerfaust, and then a Panzer Schreck. So this is just a small portion of the weapons that were used during World War II, and we'll keep changing those out every quarter. So then that brings us to what else are we doing? So if you come by the visitor center, you'll see the pad that's poured in front of the visitor center. A lot of people are wondering what that is. That is where we're going to move the monuments, our war monuments in front of the courthouse. We're going to move them here and create a focal point for the county. So when somebody drives by, they'll be able to see our monument to our veterans, and then they can stop here and come in and see the displays that we have, because we also have other things about the iron ore industry, about Fort Donaldson. We have quilts and pictures. I mean, this is the focal point of the county, as it should be, and that's the reason that we put things in here, to bring in a lot of people that don't even know that this stuff is here. So that's about our whole purpose, is to save one piece of history at a time. And if we can do that, then we have achieved our goal, and that helps our veterans, it helps our future generation, because if we don't teach them our history, the right history, then it will be gone forever. History only lasts 2 generations. After 2 generations, it's gone. So we have to do it, and that's what we're continuing to do. If you get a chance, come on down to the visitor center. The William Morris will be on permanent display. We have other things we need to do to finish it out. And like I said, every quarter we'll change out the display here. And please come on by. Keep an eye on the pad, because that's when we'll be doing the monuments. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.